Cobra Kai Season 6 is back. UFC 309, the fights and my predictions. Let's do it. And of course, knockout of the week. Let's get it started.
We have breaking news.
This just in.
Sometimes when I do the news, I don't wear any pants.
Yes, indeed. We are back. Steve Quasi in the building. Martial arts news. What is good? What's happening, everybody? Hope everybody is well. Hope everyone's doing well, doing good as people drop in here in the live. Give folks a little bit of time. All righty, tidy whities. Listen, we are back. Martial arts news in effect. Always doing these around, or usually trying to do these around the UFC news, which is dropping obviously later tonight. We got 309. We're definitely going to talk about that. We've got some recapping to do with the Cynthia Rothrock premiere of Black Creek. I was there. We talked about this in a former live, but I have a video up now on the channel if you're not aware. In fact, let's talk about it right away. Yeah, so we recapped the night. It was a great time. I had a good time. I'll speed through the video so you guys can watch the video at your leisure. But I'll give you some of the highlights, okay? So the night was amazing. We got to see the movie. A lot of great martial arts heads in the building. Icons, Billy Blanks, of course, Grandmaster Cynthia Rothrock. Of course, you had Don the Dragon Wilson. You know, so many more people. Keith Cook. People like that. And then the other stars from the movie, the supporting cast, a lot of people that were there that did, the stunt choreography, the extras. It was a full house. So
Jackie said, here, I'm the first investor, go create your LLC.
Cynthia basically talked about how she had to create an LLC first to get her project off the ground. It was her first real project where she produced her own film, and her idea was to do a gritty Western. So fun night had by all. Dr. Bob Goldman was there. That's who she's talking to there. If you're not familiar with Dr. Bob, Google him.
It was before she didn't have a script. She said, I want to do a movie. I don't know what it's going to be about. I don't know who's going to be in it. I don't know where it's going to be. So I said, fine, I'll send you the money.
And George Chung, please stand up. Here he is. I want to thank him, another partner of mine, and Black Belt Magazine, who sponsored this screening along with James Marlowe.
So Black Belt Magazine did the sponsoring for the night. It was great. Here's a little bit more information about the movie before they started it.
14 days. We had a 2-week shoot. So I think we pulled off magic. We hope you enjoy it. Stick around. We're going to have a Q&A after, and we also have a little surprise after the credits, so you might want to stick around for that.
Yeah, and the surprise after the credits really was there's an after credit scene. So that's what she's talking about. And there was an after credit scene. So when you guys finally get to see the movie, I think it's probably going to be available on the streaming service soon. They're doing another premiere I saw on Cynthia Rothrock's Facebook in San Francisco. And I think that's coming up this month. We're in November now. I believe it's in this month. I could be wrong. So they're doing another world premiere. And I think they're basically just trying to get a distributor for the movie now. So if people are wondering when they'll get to see it, I think that's the holdup or the next stage of things.
I'll see you in hell.
And then after that, they did the Q&A after we saw the movie. So obviously that's just the trailer of the movie, but we saw the entire movie. It's about 2 hours long, gritty Western, pretty violent in some parts, some good action scenes though, I'll give it that. Are people going to win any Oscars for this thing? Probably not. But if you can go in there and just go in with the mindset you're going to have some fun, see a cool little Western, a revenge story basically, then you're going to have a good time.
Now we have no time for rehearsals. Everybody kind of got their fight scenes via Zoom and watched.
So you all get the vibe now. We, she did the Q&A, and then after that, we wrapped up and everyone headed out. But again, a star-studded martial arts, star-studded night. A lot of fun. Had a good time. Thank you once again, Grandmaster Cynthia Rothrock, for the invite. I really do appreciate it. I had so much fun. So much fun that night. So more martial arts news, even more pertinent to now, all right? So I've got an exciting interview coming up on the channel that I'm going to talk to you about a little bit more at the end. But just know that I've already teased this interview, and I might as well say Mr. Brett Chan, stunt coordinator extraordinaire. The guy's amazing. Mostly known, most people will know him though for Warrior, the series, which we've talked about on this channel to death. So my interview with him will drop within the next few days. I hope you guys are ready. At least part one of the interview. That's coming at ya. Big deal this week though. Have you seen it? Will you see it? Are you going to watch it? And I am talking, of course, about, drumroll please. And yes, Cobra Kai, Season 6, Part 2. All right, Cobra Kai is back for Part 2 of the series. Okay, another 5 episodes just dropped on Netflix. And for those that did not binge the whole thing already, because as you guys are getting this on a Saturday, I know probably there's some heads that stayed up late Thursday, going into Friday morning at 12:01 on the dot. They were hitting up their Netflix and probably binge all 5 episodes because they're only half an hour long. So for you guys, don't spoil anything in the comments, please. Let people get a chance to watch it. But for everybody else that hasn't had an opportunity yet, let's talk about the show a little bit. And I'm assuming that if you're on this channel, you're a martial arts fan anyway. And then, of course, you probably, by just default, are going to enjoy Cobra Kai. If not, though, that's fine. Let me know in the comments below if you're just not hip to Cobra Kai at all. I've never watched it. We're on Season 6, Part 2. Part 1 happened back in July, just FYI, the first 5 episodes. This is supposed to be the final season of Cobra Kai. For all those that are unaware, now we have Part 2, okay? So let's check out the trailer so we can all get up to date.
Competitors and senseis.
Welcome to the world's greatest karate tournament, the Sekai Taikai!
Come on, y'all, let's go!
Welcome to Barcelona, bitch.
Yeah, it starts out with this huge tournament, okay? The Sekai Taikai, huge martial arts tournament, karate tournament specifically. That's the whole deal. The first 5 episodes were all about students from the Miyagi-Do school and students from the Cobra Kai school, Johnny and Daniel schools, battling it out to see which ones were the best students and who would be the best contenders to go to Spain, Barcelona, to enter into this tournament. And on the other side of the fence, you got John Kreese, who's still working with I forget the other antagonist's name, the Japanese instructor, and her students, and they all go out separately to compete as well.
But there's no way that we can win. At this point, I'd rather not lose any more brain cells.
We knew this wasn't going to be easy. Cobra Kai is one dojo out of 16. It's not us against them anymore.
Tori chose the other side. But we can't keep letting her get in our heads like this.
You have the opportunity of a lifetime to be captain, and you're completely blowing it.
Let's see what you got.
Some of us have nothing to lose. But not.
I will say this though, my only real gripes with the show so far, because I love the storytelling, I'm all in with that, and I have been from day one. And I'll tell you, I was hip to Cobra Kai when it was on YouTube Red. Okay, before it went to Netflix, and Netflix blew it up. First season was on, and I think the first 2 seasons were on YouTube. And then it blew up and moved to Netflix, and Netflix got the series. So hint, Netflix, you can do the same thing for Warrior, just saying. Anyway, but yeah, so to give you my history with that. The only real beef I was going to say has been the choreography sometimes. And I get it, because you're really catering more to actors who have to do martial arts versus martial artists who just have to do a little bit of acting. So obviously the balance is you get a little bit of a better story when you have professional actors who have to learn their martial arts, but the martial arts can sometimes suffer. So I think in this case, clearly the actors who aren't martial artists, the quality can suffer a little bit, and that's usually my gripe with Cobra Kai. But that's a small thing because the overall story is usually very, very good.
You've got a lot to lose.
I know Americans. You have no idea what it takes to win. Here in Barcelona.
It's Barcelona, dipshit.
We've heard all this garbage going around about loyalty. But almost all of us are trained somewhere else at some point. What matters is where our asses are now. We're Miyagi-Do. We're not losing. So wipe the smirks off their ugly faces.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Whenever Ralph Macchio's daughter, like the girl that plays his daughter, fights, I always kind of go, yeah, right. Sorry. I mean, sorry, not sorry, because like she just doesn't ever look convincing to me as a fighter, but that's just my personal take. Yep, there you have it. So part 2 available. I know a lot of you guys have binged it. Leave me comments on the side. Let me know. Check them out. And, I'll give you my feedback as I watch the rest of the series. I've only seen 1 episode so far. Again, I'm not dropping any spoilers. Y'all need to check it out. And then next time we do martial arts news, I promise we'll recap the series and talk a little bit, get more in depth with the series. We can drop some spoilers. So that should be a lot of fun. All right, moving fast tonight because we've got a whole lot to cover. All right, so UFC 309. It's the big one.
Well, it's bottom of the 9th. The score is tied. It's time for the big one.
Time for a Saturday night brawl. This time we are back in the States. New York City, specifically my hometown. Looking forward to this one. Let me know again in the comments if you guys are. Big fights happening tonight. We'll go down the main ones for you guys, all right? And the ones that you should be, obviously the highlight of the show will be Jon Jones, Jon Bones Jones going up against Miocic. Stipe Miocic, all right, so he's got a record of 24-0 against Jon Jones and 27-1-0, and Miocic's been out of the game for a little bit, right, a couple years. Jon Jones had his last fight in last year in 2023, so that should be interesting. Then for lightweights, you've got Charles Oliveira against Michael Chandler. Middleweight, we're talking Nickel versus Craig. Then for women flyweight, we've got Araujo versus Silva. And finally, catchweight, we've got Ruffy versus On Top. All right, so big fights happening. I'm going to just break down a little bit the main one, all right? The one I'm mostly the heavyweight bout, because to me, that's what it's all about. We get the tasters, the teasers, the appetizers, and we finally get to the main event. So you guys are going to be looking forward to this, and I'll just talk really quickly. You guys got a lot of striking power.
Good action early. Big right hand from Stipe Miocic. He has him rocked. This fight is over. Stipe Miocic makes...
I'm going to tell you right now, people are underestimating him, and rightly so, because Jones is the favorite. But Miocic has some skills. He's got striking skills, and he has some. He's a former wrestler, so he's a contender on the ground as well. So don't count him out.
Quick work of Phil DeFries. And that, folks, is a good-looking...
Just a little highlights from some of his bigger knockouts. So flip some stuff around here really quick so you guys can see what we're dealing with.
Being careless at times, willing to take one to give one. Not intelligent when you got a big, powerful man like Stipe Miocic in front of you.
Yeah, let's highlight here. Let's see the knockout here.
Quick finish, and he's got it.
Let's see here.
For the quick finish, and there. Perhaps Maldonado. Oh, big
yep.
Right hand there. Stipe Miocic looking for the quick finish.
So his striking power, guys, he's something to be dealt with. And by the way, he's put on a good amount of weight. In fact, let's talk about what we're doing here as far as weight-wise. Jones is 6'4", pretty solid, 248 pounds, 37 years old. Miocic, 42 at 234 pounds. So a 14-pound difference, yes. But they're both the same height. The power size is going to be pretty equal. I'm expecting more of a drawn-out fight than people think, because let's check Jones, who is the favorite and most people are more familiar with probably.
Is Jon Jones. He is a serious contender.
He is a serious contender, and he's going to be bringing it tonight. I know he will.
The champ, who is one of the greatest and most dangerous of all time.
So just some highlights from Jones, that long reach, 6'4", that spinning elbows, one of his big old trademarks, drops that thing like there's no tomorrow. And the guy's dynamic. And he's also one of those guys that takes a lick. And by the way, he's got the nickname Bones Jones, but there's not really anything bony about him now. He's gained more weight since these fights and highlights, and he's looking big. The guy is, like I said, 248 pounds, guys. So he's not as lanky anymore. He's always been a big dude because he's 6'4", but now he's even bigger. It's a lot to contend with. His striking game's great, and his grapple game, good to go. I think maybe his Miocic has a little bit more advantage on the ground. All right, let's get a little highlight for you so you guys can see some of the striking power.
He's got a choke. Leona's in trouble. It is all over.
Yeah, and so it's worth noting, he in the past has had fights where he's dislocated one of his not shoulders, but his arm got popped. He's broken one of his toes. So the guy takes a lick in and keeps on ticking. He's one of those kind of fighters. So I'm expecting it to be a little bit longer than people think. I don't think it's going to be an instant knockout in one round. I think Miocic's going to bring the heat. Like I said, he's put on some weight, but Jones is definitely a big dude. So Miocic's still 14 pounds behind him, but do not expect, and this is just my prediction, so take it with a grain of salt because I'm no great predictor when it comes to UFC, but I believe it's going to go at least 3 to 4 rounds. There you have it. All right, guys, drop your comments down below. Let me know your thoughts on that as we get to our final piece of news. And you know we've got to do Knockouts of the Week. Okay, and this week's knockout brought to you by, well, a gym somewhere near or somewhere far from you. But the lesson learned here is just, as most people have to learn, F around and find out. There's probably a joke that starts here. A guy walks into a boxing gym off the street and thinks he can just handle people and walks up to the gym and says, "Hey, face, meet the boxing glove." And the boxing glove says to the face, "Can you feel me now?" It's just one of those things that people should learn and learn early. Obviously, you don't go looking for trouble because it will find you. So it's never a good idea to walk into a boxing gym, any sort of martial arts gym, really. Mixed martial arts, boxing, jiu-jitsu, any of those, and think if you're a guy off the street, just because you can fight, maybe you got your knuckle game's pretty good, but you're going to take out, you know, any selective dude that's been training for a while, especially in boxing and those kind of arts. But this guy just had to find out for himself, I guess, and didn't get the results he wanted. I'm sure of that. Meanwhile, the guy who's a boxer literally just toying with this guy. He's not even really having to move his hands around much, or, you know, even have to move his body around much, or even like protect his face, really, because once he realized the guy didn't have any wherewithal or any sense of what he was doing, just swinging for the fences, it was game over. Game over. Piece of humble pie brought to you by the streets and really that fighting gym that's anywhere near you. Don't go looking for trouble. It's like the old PSAs that a guy like me and people out there that can relate that are my age, when we were kids, they used to have these PSAs at the end of cartoons or whatever we watch, and they would give us that public service announcement. Hey kids, make sure when you walk home with a friend, or make sure that you're always aware of your surroundings, etc., etc. So I bring that same sentiment to you guys years later as an adult, that my little PSA for Knockout of the Week is always just that. Yes, I want to entertain you, but I also want you to be aware. Do not be in a position where you've got to F around and find out. All right, that's it. Knockout of the Week. You guys let me know. If you have any specific videos you'd like me to check out, by the way, let me know down here in the socials. below. I've got them all listed here. Guys, do me a favor, please, and like the video, share the video. That's how we're going to grow. And here's also a favor that you guys can do me. Please do not only hit the bell, but also the notification bar, because that's how you'll be notified when I drop new videos, be they lives, shorts, or full-length videos. You guys will know and be up to date as soon as they drop. That's also an important part of the equation, as I've been told, and now reiterating to you guys. So please do hit the notifications and not just the subscribe button. Although, hey,
don't just stand there, like and subscribe.
Yep, do me that favor, please do.
Don't just stand there, like and subscribe.
Because it does help me a great deal, of course, with not only to bring more people into our Kung Fu Chronicle family, but also to get the word out there and to help me with the algorithm so we can grow. Let's grow, let's go. You know, that's my motto. Rounding out the year pretty well, guys. There's only a month and a half left, and want to end it strong. So like I said, a new interview coming up with Mr. Brett Chan. That's dropping in just a few days. Be on the lookout for that. And then I've got a very special 5 crucial questions for Kung Fu Masters that will be dropping before the end of the year that I believe you all will enjoy very, very much. All right, you all stay safe. See you in the next round. Check out UFC 309. We'll recap that as well as the Tyson and Jake Paul fight. I know everyone's got feedback for me and opinions on that. See you all in the next round again, guys. Keep punching.
Look at this one. Look at that one. Look at this one. Look at that one. Look, are you kidding me? If you had one of these in your house, you could look like a millionaire, like the King of England, like the King of France or something.